The House will come to order. Today, the Pledge of Allegiance will be led by Representative Caldwell, House District 20. Mr. Schiebel, please call the roll.
Representatives Armagost, Bacon, Barone, he's here, Byrd, Basenecker, Bottoms, Representative Bottoms,
Excused.
Bradfield, Bradley, Brooks, Brown, Caldwell, Camacho, Carter, Clifford, Representative Clifford,
Excused. Oh,
DeGraff, Rep. DeGraff,
excused.
Duran, English, Espinoza, Foray, Froelich, Garcia, Representative Garcia,
Excused.
Garcia Sander, Gilchrist, Gonzalez, Hamrick, Hartsook, Jackson, Johnson, Joseph, Kelty, Leader, Lindsay, Linstead, Luck, Lukens, Mabry, Marshall, Martinez, Morrow, McCormick, Pascal, Phillips, Puglisi, Richardson, Ricks, Rootnell, Ryden, Sirota, Smith, Soper, Representative Soper,
Excused.
Stewart K, Stewart R, Representative Stewart R,
Excused. Oh, there she is.
Story. Sukla. Taggart. Titone. Valdez A. Velasco. Weinberg.
Here.
Wilford. Winter. Woodrow. Woog. Zokai. And Madam Speaker.
Members, with 62 present, 3 excused, we do have a quorum. Representative Caldwell.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. Listen, I've been very discouraged at the amount of no votes from across the aisle that I've been getting. Usually, you guys are automatic ayes, so I'm going to really emphasize to get some ayes from across the aisle today, especially from our majority leader. Madam Speaker, I move that the Journal of Tuesday, January 28th, 2025 be approved as corrected by the Chief Clerk.
Members, you have heard the motion that the journal be approved as corrected by the Chief Clerk. All those in favor say aye. All those opposed, no. The ayes have it. The motion is adopted. Members, we do have business. Please take your seats. Madam Majority Leader.
Madam Speaker, I move to proceed out of order for consideration of resolutions.
Seeing no objection, we will proceed out of order for the consideration of resolutions. Madam Majority Leader.
Madam Speaker, I move to proceed out of order for consideration of House Joint Resolution 25-1008.
Seeing no objection, we will proceed out of order for consideration of House Joint Resolution 1008. Mr. Schiebel, please read the title of House Joint Resolution 1008.
House Joint Resolution 1008 by Representatives Armagost and Byrd, also Senators Michelson, Janae, and Pelton B, concerning designating the third week of September as Co-Responder Units and Behavioral Health Crisis Professionals Week in Colorado.
Representative Byrd.
Thank you, Madam Speaker and members. Please feel free to be seated. Thank you for joining us in what I hope you will be doing is also co-sponsoring this along with us. Our co-responder program throughout the state of Colorado has been one of the most important developments to come in the area of more appropriately responding to people when they are in their very worst moments and law enforcement becomes involved. We want to make sure in our state of Colorado that when people are in crisis, that they are getting the attention and the supports that they need. Sometimes law enforcement intervention is the appropriate only response, but sometimes a mental health provider is important to help de-escalate the situation and make sure people are connected with counselors and resources and that circumstances don't spiral out of control where when in the act of trying to give more justice, we are creating unjust outcomes. Our co-responders are key to ensuring that we aren't doing that. I will call to your attention a really great example of how successful this program has been in my own fine city of Westminster, where we began our co-responder program in 2020. And since that time, that program has been so successful that not only are our co-responders accompanying law enforcement on certain calls, but they're also participating with our firefighters and giving care to people who need our first responders as firefighters and our homeless navigators and doing homeless outreach. So countless people are getting the outreach that they need and being connected with the services that they are so desperately in need of.
Representative Armagost.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. Just so everyone has clarity of what we're talking about, I would request that the resolution be read at length.
And Representative Armagost, we do need the resolution to be moved
Thank
first,
you,
and
Madam
then we
Speaker.
can read it at length.
I move House Joint Resolution 25-1008 and ask that it be read at length.
Mr. Schiebel, please proceed.
Whereas the state of Colorado is committed to providing support for those facing behavioral health issues in our community. And whereas behavioral health describes the emotions and behaviors that affect an individual's overall well-being, including mental health disorders and substance use. And whereas the National Institute of Mental Health estimates that more than 1 in 5 U.S. adults live with a mental illness. And whereas widespread opioid use continues to grow across the nation and our state, with over 80,000 overdose deaths occurring nationally in 2023. And whereas behavioral health conditions may lead to homelessness, criminal charges, and arrests, and have a serious impact on our communities. And whereas the many issues created by mental illness, substance use, and addiction are community problems, but the burden of their solution must not be shouldered solely by law enforcement, fire services, and emergency medical services staff. And whereas many communities have turned to the evidence-based and proven effective programs called co-responder programs. And whereas the co-responder model pairs law enforcement, fire services, and emergency medical services with behavioral health crisis professionals to intervene and respond to behavioral health-related emergencies. And whereas these units utilize the combined expertise of law enforcement and first responders with behavioral health crisis professionals to de-escalate situations and help link individuals experiencing behavioral health issues to appropriate resources in their communities, including counseling, access to medication, medical-assisted treatment for alcohol and drug dependency, and access to housing, food, basic necessities, and other similar resources. And whereas co-responder programs have expanded across many communities within Colorado, offering both statewide and local support. Co-responder units in Colorado have embraced the philosophy of meeting those in need where they are to offer emergency access to treatment, connection to community resources, and ongoing care. And whereas Colorado co-responder units have responded to thousands of emergency and non-emergency calls for service, provided crisis intervention, conducted important follow-up conversations, developed safety plans, and assisted people in getting connected with the resources they need for healthier living. And whereas these first responders and behavioral health crisis professionals have shown exceptional commitment, dedication, leadership, and passion to help those in need, reinforcing how vital their work is to the communities of Colorado. Now, therefore, be it resolved by the House of Representatives of the 75th General Assembly of the State of Colorado, the Senate concurring herein, that we, the members of the Colorado General Assembly, along with the Colorado Co-Responder Alliance and the International Co-Responder Alliance, hereby dedicate the week of September 14th through September 20th, 2025, as Colorado Responder Units and Behavioral Health Crisis Professionals Week in Colorado. That we express our appreciation and gratitude for the co-responder units and behavioral health crisis professionals working across Colorado who routinely respond to crisis situations, sometimes putting themselves in harm's way to ensure the best possible outcomes for their communities, and that we call upon Coloradans to recognize, honor, and give thanks to these amazing professionals for their daily service and great work they do to assist those in need.
Representative Armagost.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. And you guys can be seated, please. I just wanted to bring up the fact and the ideology, and what many of you know, I stand behind a lot of legislation around law enforcement and in the mental health space, and this is something that combines both. It is something that is crucially important, especially when we're talking about diversion, because as I'm speaking to my colleagues over, or former colleagues over here, there's a lot of actual diversion that happens on the street level. This is pretrial. I mean, at the level of contact, there's a diversion where somebody who's in mental health crisis or substance abuse crisis can actually get the help they need rather than going to jail. So that's always a win, getting somebody in the treatment that they need rather than going and spending time in a jail. So I would like to just recognize some of the people that we have over here with the International Co-Responder Alliance. We have Zach Sapesky. He is a deputy with Douglas County. He's also joined with his therapy dog, Olive. So she is actually a very puppy if you go to meet her. We have Robert Cook. He is the co-responder sergeant in Larimer County and board member on the International Co-Responder Alliance. The Colorado Co-Responder Alliance, we have Sam Rabins, Maggie Cooper, Susie Newby, Tom O'Donnell, Chris Richardson, and we have Sheriff Darren Weekly here as well. I wanted to point out that Larimer County and Douglas County are two counties that have kind of been a pinnacle and spearhead in a youth crisis response team co-responder units that work directly with the school district. So it's a great thing for our kids that are out there. If they're dealing with crisis, those co-responder units with law enforcement can respond either at school or at home. So these are some great programs, and this is what's helping us evolve in law enforcement in that evolution and diversion in getting people into the treatment that they need. So I ask you to join me in thanking them and honoring them here today.
Thank you, members. Seeing no further discussion. Seeing no further discussion, the motion before us is the adoption of House Joint Resolution 1008. Mr. Schiebel, please open the machine and members proceed to vote. Representative Weinberg, how do you vote?
Yes.
Representative Weinberg votes yes. Please close the machine. With 64 aye, 1 excused, House Joint Resolution 1008 is adopted. Co-sponsors. Representative Weinberg, co-sponsors. Please close the machine. Mr. Schiebel, please read the title to House Joint Resolution 1004.
House Joint Resolution 1004 by Representatives McCormick and Winter, also Senators Roberts and Simpson, concerning approval of Water Project Revolving Fund eligibility lists administered by the Colorado Water Resources and Power Development Authority.
Representative McCormick.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. I move House Joint Resolution 25-1004. And that's the end of that statement.
We will not ask for it to be read at length. Please proceed, Rep. McCormick.
Yes, I do not need it read at length. Thank you, Madam Speaker. I want to at least let everyone know a little bit of history around this resolution. This is something that our state has been doing since the 1980s, and it is also a fund that happens across the nation in all the other states. We have the ability to bring forth this list of projects that are eligible for 2 different funds. One is the Drinking Water Revolving Fund, and the other one is the Water Pollution Control Revolving Fund. They are projects throughout the state. If you look at the resolution itself, you'll notice a lot of projects, perhaps from your own districts, that are on this eligibility list. And these funds are continually given out as loans. The interest continues to feed the fund. And this is how we can build important water pollution control facilities across our state, and also make sure that we are providing clean drinking water to the residents of our state. This is an important resolution that we bring forth every year, and to show that the full House and the full Senate stand behind these particular projects that have gone through an eligibility requirement. And then, of course, there's way more projects than there are money, as we have seen with all other things. And so then the board goes through a pretty detailed process and has certain criteria on which ones kind of rise to the top to be funded. So I do urge everyone's support on this resolution so we can move forward in funding these very important projects across our state.
Assistant Minority Leader Winter.
Good morning, Madam Speaker, and thank you. One thing that should not be a partisan issue in this building is water. And we all know that we need water to live. We all know that we need water to grow food. And what we face in Colorado, first and foremost, we're a headwater state, and the battles that we have with the lower states in the compact is they want more and more water from us, but they won't turn off water down below us. Not only that, we see a lot of water shares in the Republican getting pushed to Nebraska now and taking farm ground from families that have been doing this forever to meet compacts. Kansas, we all know that as well. So being a rural legislator, I'd be remiss if I didn't say water is the lifeblood of agri-centered communities. It's important that we have these projects. That way we can do the best that we can with our water. It's important to Colorado. And everywhere you look in the history of this country, where did every little town spring up on? It's either a river or a spring. It's the lifeblood of all life. So please get behind this resolution and help us keep making sure that we can keep clean drinking water and that we're doing a good job of treating wastewater to help all the citizens of Colorado. Thank you.
Well done. Seeing no further discussion, the motion before us is the adoption of House Joint Resolution 1004. Mr. Schiebel, please open the machine and members proceed to vote. Representative Weinberg, how do you vote?
Yes.
Representative Weinberg votes yes. Please close the machine. With 64 aye, 1 excused, House Joint Resolution 1004 is adopted. Co-sponsors. Representative Weinberg, co-sponsors. Please close the machine. Madam Majority Leader, we are about to do announcements and introductions if you haven't signed up, but Madam Majority Leader, would you do our calendar?
Yes, thank you, Madam Speaker. I move to lay over the balance of the calendar until Thursday, January 30th, 2025.
Seeing no objection, the balance of the calendar will be laid over until tomorrow. We are going to do a little bit of business while everybody races to sign up. Mr. Schiebel, reports from committees of reference.
Committee on Transportation, Housing, Local Government, after consideration on the merits, the committee recommends the following: House Bill 1039 be amended as followed, and as amended be referred to the Committee on Appropriations with favorable recommendation, and House Bill 1046 be postponed indefinitely.
Thank you. Announcements, Representative Froelich.
Thank you so much, Madam Speaker. It is a pleasure to serve with you.
Would you mind repeating that, Rep. Froelich?
The Transportation, Housing, and Local Government Committee will meet in LSBA at 1:30 to hear 3 bills this afternoon. It
Excellent.
will be electrifying.
Thank you. Representative Lukens.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. The Education Committee will be meeting in room 107 at 15 minutes upon adjournment to hear House Bill 1041.
Thank you. Representative Mabry.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. Members of Judiciary, we are not done with our SMART Act hearings today. We will be meeting with our Senate colleagues at 1 p.m. in the old Supreme Court building. We're going to hear from the Behavioral Health Administration, the Sex Offender Management Board, and we're going to get a presentation on domestic violence offender management, and we're going to look at prison population projections from Legislative Council. Again, that's 1 o'clock in the old Supreme Court.
Thank you. Representative Ricks.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. House Business Affairs and Labor Committee, we will be meeting upon adjournment in 15 minutes in room 112. We're going to hear 2 bills, House Bill 1005, House Bill 1077. See you there.
Thank you. Representative Taggart and Byrd. Representative.
Okay. Thank you, Madam Speaker. It's an honor to serve with you.
It is an honor to serve with you.
I'd like to introduce a group that's in the gallery today and give you a little background about them. It is the Colorado Association for Medical Equipment Services, and their acronym is CAMES. And to tell you a little bit about them, CAMES is an organization made up of both small and large medical equipment companies, including oxygen delivery services, medical supplies, orthotics and prosthetics, wheelchairs, hospital beds, rehabilitation equipment, and many other specialty medical items. They work to keep out in the community. They work to keep out in the community doing what they love. And these companies care for the most vulnerable people in our districts. These services keep people at home, which is critical, and not in hospitals. Please join me in welcoming the CAMES organization in the gallery.
Representative Byrd.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. And Representative Taggart and I have another announcement. We would like to remind our colleagues that today is the Colorado Community College System Day at the Capitol. So what that means and why this is super exciting is that the presidents of all of the local community colleges in all of our districts are here today, and we have a unique opportunity to join them for lunch. So if you are available, please make it a priority to go visit with them at the First Baptist Church at today, 12 o'clock at noon, and they will have a taco bar. So if meeting with our community college presidents wasn't exciting enough on its own, there's a bonus. You get to have taco bar for lunch.
Woohoo! Thank you both. Representative Brown.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. For those of you keeping track at home, I did sign up today. In House Health and Human Services, we'll meet at 1:30 in room 112, and we will hear 1085, 124, and 1002. See you there.
Thank you. Representative Story.
Thank you, Madam Chair. Madam Speaker, sorry.
A-okay.
Oh my gosh. At least I caught myself.
Yes.
And I'm in a competition with the former speaker. I too signed up today, just saying. Just wanted to announce to everyone that the Colorado Placement Referral Alliance, one of the entities that works really hard to help ensure that folks that need a senior living community option can make that happen. They help make that happen. They are hosting a breakfast tomorrow morning, January 30th on Thursday from 8 to 9 a.m. outside of the old Supreme Court. Please join them and find out more about what they're doing. And also announcing that the Capital Development Committee will be meeting tomorrow morning at 8:15 in Senate Committee Room 357. Come join us and hear all the fun things that we do. Thanks.
Thank you. Assistant Minority Leader Winter.
Thank you, Madam Speaker, and good morning, members. Today I have constituents in the building, actually constituents of all of ours. The Colorado Independent Cattle Growers are here today for their Advocacy Day. They will be downstairs from 12 to 1. They're going to have boxed lunches for everybody. They'll be in room 107. So please, if you get a chance, stop by and chat with them. I'd like to recognize Harold Unwin, who is the president of the Colorado Independent Cattle Growers. He's from a tiny town, Kim, Colorado. When you get a chance, take a look at the map. And then we also have Marcia Holton, who's the director, and she's from Platteville, Colorado. These people travel a long way to be here today to talk to you all. I know there's a lot of groups that come through this building, but a lot of groups are really local and they're right here, but they've drove a lot of miles to be here. So please, if you get a chance, stop by and see them and thank those that feed you on a daily basis. Thank you.
Thank you. Representative Morrow.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. It's a pleasure to work with you.
Pleasure to work with you, too.
I would like to welcome and introduce a good friend of mine who has been Volunteer of the Year for numerous organizations in Pueblo County. He is here on the floor with us today, Derek Stoll. He just recently became awarded as Pueblo County's Master Gardener. He has created All Pueblo Grows Seed Lending Library, Edible Landscape Projects, and has worked with Pueblo Food Project and the Community Garden Sustainable Project, plus many, many, many more things. So thank you for being here today.
Thank you. Representative Froelich.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. Members, I would like you to imagine this announcement is being made to the tune of the Howdy Doody show theme song. And I know you're thinking, but Rep. Fro, you're way too young to have watched Howdy Doody. The only reference I have to it is that there was a Happy Days episode in which Richie Cunningham competed in a Howdy Doody look-alike contest, and they played the theme song. So imagine that I am saying, it's HD3 Day. It's HD3 Day to the tune of the Howdy Doody theme song. And so it's HD3 Day. Welcome, House District 3.
Representative Froelich. That was a very creative announcement. Representative McCormick.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. I wanted to announce that the Colorado Ag Council is having a meeting today from 12 to 1 in Senate Committee Room 354, where we will hear from the Colorado Beef Council. So just want everyone to know that.
Thank you. I just want to make note that it is Green Suit Day. Representative Gonzalez and Lukens, you followed my lead. Apparently you're the only ones that got the memo, but thank you for wearing green. Woohoo! Madam Majority Leader.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. I move the House stand in recess until later today.
The House will stand in recess until later today.